No, we are meeting against the strategic review of the FAO objections. And as a member state, I think Zambia has made a useful contribution to coming up with these objectives. And we're particularly pleased, really, that one of the objectives that FAO has agreed with the member states is the issue of quality statistics, quality technical support, because that is what will support the member states in terms of consistency and quality policy decision making. So against that background, we had a very useful meeting. We also exchanged notes on issues to do with climate change. But obviously, all the agricultural activities are dependent on the farmer having a reasonable income to look after themselves, to get out of poverty. And that means there must be linkages to markets, to export markets in particular. At the center of all this is research and extension services to support the farmer. So we had quite a good exchange across a number of issues. Well, it's very opportune because, agriculture has a lot of enablers. You can't have agriculture without adequate water, without adequate energy, without financing, issues of gender, the cross-cutting issues, and so on and so forth. So I think that this meeting is coming at a very opportune time and where we should be going forward, particularly in the next 2 years, and that we narrow down the objectives so that we have real achievables to get member states moving forward in line with the Sustainable Development Goals. Reducing poverty and hunger still remain #1 objectives. And I think each member state has to do everything possible to ensure that there's adequate food security in the country. But that is not enough. We're now talking about nutrition. We are talking about farming not just being a way of life, but being a business, and that farmers have to have access, opportunity for income generation, for saving, and ultimately for investment, because we've tried farmers being dependent on governments in the past, and it hasn't worked very well. So even governments have to respond with smart subsidies that do not make the farmer become dependent, but gives the farmer that initial leap so that the farmer can then be self-sustaining and have access to income which they can save and invest, and the cycle goes on and forth. So this is a very important meeting, bringing member states together to look at these very, very current issues.